protection here to stay. On your path the truth unfolds, guides will whisper, stories told. Let your journey now begin. In the magic, let's dive in. So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Lunar affinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hello everyone, welcome in. A couple of things. I have about 6 people that have dropped questions in the chat for free. I need to make sure that you guys are liking the live if you dropped a question. So let's get those likes up on the video before we get started. In addition to that, the requirement for you to get a free reading is that you're present during your turn. So if you dropped a question, please let me know if you're here. I have a lot of questions and I have not a lot of people in the room right now. So drop like a hi, hello, if you asked a yes, no question, just to let me know you're here. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you for checking in. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're going to start with Amy. She said she's here. Amy, has Eric Aries thought of you lately? He's doing that thing again, leaving you on open. I'm getting a yes for you, Amy. I have the 4 of Pentacles and Page of Pentacles. All right, Nat is next. If you guys dropped a yes no question, let me know you're here, please. I'm only going to answer people who are in the room right now. Nat, should you trust Antonio's intentions? I'm getting a no, Nat. I have the 5 of the cups. Shanasia? I don't know if I'm saying your name right. I am not currently sick, but I am getting over a sickness, so I am a little congested, if you can tell. Techie, thank you for the donation. I'll update the list in just a second. Oh, thank you, Techie. All right. Will Elle like me when we meet each other in person? I am getting a yes. 3 of wands for you. For those of you who are just hanging out, we're working on yes no questions right now. Then we're gonna move on to donations. If you have a yes no question, definitely drop it in the chat below. Yes, I've got everyone's donation. I'm gonna confirm here in just a second. Bake will be first, and then Techie, and then Amy after that, okay? It's a little quiet today. I wonder what's going on. Usually we have a lot of people in here. This is for Techie. I have a yes for Techie, 9 of wands. And while I have your guys' attention, I also wanted to let you know that in a couple of weeks, middle of November-ish, I will be on maternity leave. I just posted tonight that I'm pregnant, and we're expecting our little man in the next couple of weeks. So, giving you guys a heads up, it's been hard keeping this to myself this whole time, but we just wanted to protect our space, our energy, our peace throughout this process. And now that it's so close, I owe it to you guys to tell you, because I'll be disappearing for a couple of weeks. The plan is to only be gone for about 3 weeks, maybe 4. And then my husband has 3 months of paternity leave. So he will be home with me. And while we transition into parenthood, I will be trying to come back maybe like a month or so after he's born and just kind of ease my way back into working with my husband's help. I don't know how this is going to fare or look after my husband goes back on back to work after paternity leave, just because I've never been a parent before, and I've usually have a lot of flexibility in my day to work whenever I want to, but I'll be at the demands of a little one at that point. So with that being said, I just wanted to give you guys the heads up. Probably for the next 2.5 weeks or so, get in as many readings with me as you can. Find me, do a private reading, do whatever you can to get your readings in, and just know that I'm probably going to be gone for about 3 to 4 weeks. At least that's my plan. It could be shorter, it could be longer. I really don't know, but I just wanted to let you guys know as well. So I answered Techie's question. Let's see. We're going to keep going with the free list. Techie, you said no one at the station saw my address in Uber, correct? And the answer was yes. So the way that you worded it would mean that no one saw it. Sorry, I got kicked out really quickly. Maya, thank you very much. Amy, Margaret, I appreciate it, you guys. Thank you. And that's real and valid. Thank you, Amy. Techie, I appreciate it. Danella, thank you. Yeah, well, for sure. Like once my maternity leave starts, I will make a post. You guys will know. I'll make a post over here on YouTube, and I will make a post over on Instagram. Margaret, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Amy, take your time. You're good. There's a couple people ahead of you. All right. Make sure if you're dropping a yes, no question, you are liking the live stream as well. I need to know if Space Cowboy or Nannies are in the chat. Thank you, thank you. And from now until then, I'm probably going to be like repeating this announcement just for the sake of making sure that it's reaching as many people as possible. So don't like worry if I'm getting redundant, because every live stream I have, I've got new people coming in. So maybe I'll make a banner or something across the bottom of the screen so I don't have to keep repeating myself. But I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. I don't see Space Cowboy or Nannies checking in, so we're going to take them off the list. So Maya will be next. Maya, let's see if we got a yes or no for you. Leaving question again in case you start reading from donations. Like, Samuel Aries will notice other people want to take problems between us soon. Maya, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking here, but I believe Spirit understands, and the answer I got is yes. Ace of Wands. All right, next I have Bobby. Bobby, I got a maybe for you. It's the Hierophant. But whenever I get a maybe, I always like to see, like, are we leaning towards a yes? Are we leaning towards a no? Just so we know kind of which way it's going. And I'm leaning towards a yes. So I definitely think it's possible. But whenever we get a maybe, it just means that the decision has not been made yet. And it's good potential for this to happen. It's just a matter of G making that decision. Okay. But like the odds are good, essentially. You're welcome, Maya. Thank you so much. All right, Margaret. Margaret, your question. I'm also getting a maybe for you. Seven of Swords. Which way are we leaning? All right, so I'm leaning towards a no, Margaret. I haven't the Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups. Now, that is a huge time frame. So you can always use your own free will to influence the outcome here. If you don't like what you hear, you can make adjustments as needed. Maybe it's too far out to make this prediction, so on and so forth. All right, Danella. Yes, I will have a little Scorpio baby. We thought that it was going to be Sagittarius because my due date is Sag season. But due to multiple reasons, we are looking closer to, or we are looking at Scorpio season now. All right. I'm going to read for the last two people for free, and then we're going to move on to donations. So my husband and I are fire and air signs. And I don't have any water in my chart at all. Like, you look at my birth chart, I don't have any water anywhere, which is interesting because I'm pretty intuitive. So maybe my little boy will kind of fill in those spaces for me. All right. Donella and Blessed One. You guys are going to be my last two free readings of the night. Anybody else that comes in that wants a reading with me will be paid. Danella, I'm getting a no for your question. I have the Hermit. It's kind of like antisocial energy. So we will see how that fares, but I'm getting a no for that question. All right, Blessed One. Blessed One, I have the Seven of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Seven of Swords is a maybe for me, but of course I want to look into this because the Seven of Swords is very like sneaky energy, kind of like shady behavior. And I was like, are we like, is something going on here? And I asked Spirit and I got yes, Four of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles is kind of the energy of like wanting to hold on to someone or something or siphon their energy. You could be dealing with like what they call energy vampires, where someone is trying to kind of feed off of you in a sense energetically. This doesn't mean this person's going outright trying to like, how do I say this? It could be something that they're doing unknowingly. Okay. It doesn't mean that they're outright trying to harm or their intention is to harm, but it can just mean that they're very much attached to you energetically, and or not, it's happening. So you just have to remember that you are the most powerful, that no one can control you unless you let them. So just create your own protection, if whatever that means for you. Visualization, ritual, cleansing, like Reiki, whatever kind of like healing you feel needs to be done, because you technically are the one that has the power here. So when people worry about other people attacking them psychically or energetically, it's no one is more powerful than you. That's how I'll leave that. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and update the donation list. Give me a second, guys, and we're going to update the list real quick. Is Bake in the chat by chance? Hey, Bake, welcome in. You're first on my list. Do you want to go ahead and post your question or let me know what we're doing? Oh, wait, hold on. You already posted your question in Cash App. Can I say it out loud or do you want me to keep this between us? Okay, got it. All right, I'm going to get started with you in just a sec. Okay, so Bake, the first thing that's coming through is that I'm trying to figure out if it's coming from her or how she's perceiving you. But what it feels like is that there's like one person giving more effort than the other person. And the reading starts off with the world. So what it makes me feel like is like there might have been a feeling, maybe even from her perspective, that any potential here with between you was like a closed door, or that something had come to an end, and maybe thinking like that was it. But I see here with the 7 of Wands, like, um, wanting to kind of overcome that, maybe changing your mind. So if there was ever a time in your connection where it felt like it just wasn't going to work or it wasn't possible, this is how she's perceiving it. And then she says, but that's not where it ended. That's not where it stopped for me. The 7 of Wands is like, I see that this is a challenge. Maybe it's not the easiest thing, but I want to overcome. I want to see essentially how to make this work. The 8 of Wands in reverse can talk about things happening maybe too fast, too quickly. Maybe she wanted to like re-examine or reanalyze how to approach this connection with you. Maybe something like your connection kind of came by surprise. She was not expecting it, and it just, I don't know, kind of threw her for a loop or something. And the 8 of Wands kind of makes me feel like maybe either she's putting up her own obstacles or her own blocks here. Maybe she's like overthinking this, or like making a mountain out of a molehill, so to speak. Maybe feeling like any obstacles or challenges that are there might just be more in her own mind. Maybe it's really not that big of a deal, but she might be using it as a crutch or an excuse. The 8 of Wands in reverse means that there's not a lot of like flowing energy in your direction without some kind of hiccups. You know, when the 8 of Wands is upright, it means no blocks. It means you're clear. It means you can kind of like go forward. Um, but I feel like with the 8 of Wands in reverse, it's kind of like there are obstacles here. Whether that's ones she's creating or they're legitimate obstacles, it feels like there's some kind of restriction being able to come your way or like be with you. And the 10 of Wands talks about like a burden, something that's been going on for a long time. You've a couple cards here talking about responsibility, so maybe she feels an obligation somewhere else, or maybe she feels like you're not making her a priority and you have obligations somewhere else. But in general, like how she's viewing the connection is like kind of stressful, but there is a glimmer of like, I don't want to fully walk away from this at the same time. Um, Maybe she feels like, you know, she's taken advantage of you, or you took you for granted, or maybe she feels like you took her for granted, and that kind of vibe just kind of like plays off of each other. Or maybe she just didn't see what was right in front of her face. um I'm trying to interpret this obviously without like a lot of information about your history, but the 10 of Wands just really talks about like, I have a lot going on, I'm very busy, I don't know if I have the time to dedicate to something like this, but at the same time, I'm not ready to walk away. Um, you guys could potentially have the chaser runner dynamic here. Very common for twin flame connections. I don't really speak on twin flames that much anymore just because they're very controversial, but that runner chaser dynamic is here. And I feel like she's wanting to be better understood by you, and I feel like she's wanting to understand you better. Definitely don't think she's given up. I have the hope card, the conversation card, and the lovers as well. A lot of times when the lovers is here, it talks about a choice. And when I assigned meaning to this card when I first started doing tarot, I always said that whoever the perspective is that I'm reading on, if the lovers is here, they feel like it's their choice. Like they feel like the ball is in their court and they're the ones that have to make a decision. So I feel like maybe Leah feels like there's pressure on her to decide, to make a choice, to, like, for instance, maybe she has the upper hand, or she feels like it's her responsibility, or that the ball is in her court. Essentially, she feels like this is her choice and she's got to figure it out. um it seems like there's a lot of history here, I would say, between the two of you. If I'm way off base, the history that you each have individually experienced in your own lives could be playing a role or a factor in your connection, and maybe why it's not progressing as much as you would like for it to, or as quickly as you would like to. I feel like she's in this place where she has a real connection with you. It feels like it feels like stuck though, and I'm trying to understand why that feeling is there. So, Bake, that is what I have for your reading. um Hopefully this helps or brings some clarity. Bottom line is that even though there's this like stuck energy, you know, she's not fully walking away, which means that there is some fight left in her for this connection. And if you're still in the room, feel free to let me know what's going on if you want to offer any additional information. But if you're not here, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next person. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. That was good. I understand. Okay, perfect. I'm glad to hear it. Um, Perfect. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you again for your donation. So next up, I have Techie with a mini reading. And Techie, it looks like you were going to post your question in the chat. So just let me know when you're ready. All right. How's the guy I've been asking about viewing me or feeling after our conversation? Oh, it sounds like you guys have been in conversation a lot lately, then that's good. Gotta stop asking those questions. Girl, it's up to you. Like, I'm not gonna judge. The only thing is, I can't guarantee that there's gonna be like new enlightening information every single time. You won't know until you try. But you know, if you want to ask that question as many times as you want to, that's fine with me. Okay. Emily, thank you. Thanks, friend. Like I was saying earlier, it's been hard to keep this from you guys, like, all the time. Everyone's always coming in here. How are you? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. And meanwhile, I'm like burying the lead. But it was my decision to kind of keep it to myself. I wanted to protect my energy, my space, my mental health. And just kind of keep a little secret for me and my husband for a little while. But considering we're so close to delivering him in the next few weeks, I was like, all right, I gotta tell them so that I'm not missing for a month and they have no idea where I am. You learn more about each other more and more. That makes me happy. I'm really glad to hear you guys are in communication. All right, Techie, I'm shuffling for you now. Emily says, I love that. Keeping things personal is always a good thing. Such an exciting new chapter. Thank you. My sister just had a baby a couple months ago. We were pregnant together for about 5 months. So that was a lot of fun. And we had our baby shower on October 3rd, I think it was. Oh my God, has it already been a month? I think it was the 4th, actually. Yeah, it was October 4th. We've been really blessed. We had a lot of people reach out for our registry and just super, super grateful. And the next couple of weeks, I'm just going to be trying to preserve my peace and enjoy the last couple of weeks with my husband. We've been together. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary on Saturday. And it's like 10 signifies endings. I feel like it's a good time to start a new chapter together. But of course, I'm nervous. I've never done any of this before, so it's going to be a lot of trial and error, but we're excited. Hey, lovely. The cat's out of the bag. Oh man, that card fell on the floor. All right, what card was that? Okay, so I can't remember, Techie, if I've told you this before, but I feel like there's a part of him that feels a little bit inferior to you. Maybe he feels like you're out of his league. Maybe he feels like, you know, why would you be interested in him? That kind of thing. Like, it's subtle, but it's like feeling of unworthiness, okay? And I feel like he's looking at you as like a better person than him. Like you could have whatever you want. And I think that might be why he needs you to consistently show him genuine interest, just to reassure him that like you're enjoying being around him. So I know that I've mentioned to you, like, you don't have to be like outright forward, but being very like engaged in the conversation, smiley, maybe a little flirty. I feel like he's taking the hint that you have interest in him, but he's not fully convinced for whatever reason. And so I think that's something he's taking away from the conversation, is that he keeps thinking, is she signaling to me? Is she giving me a sign? And I think that he feels very confirmed in that when you guys are talking to each other. But then he walks away and he starts second guessing himself. Oh my gosh. Whenever I sneeze, like, sometimes that means you guys are going to be hearing from your person. Baby, you feel sick. You gotta pace yourself, girl. M wins. I think the first part of whatever it is that you typed got cut off. So Techie, to kind of go back to how he's viewing and feeling about you after the conversation. I think he's getting a little more comfortable. I have the moon in reverse, which talks about how he's trying to kind of subside maybe his anxiety in communicating with you, or releasing his fear. Maybe he's starting to get a little more comfortable, like maybe being more conversational. I wouldn't go all the way to say he's going to make a confession to you that he's been crushing on you for months, but I feel like he's getting more comfortable making it known, if that makes sense. I feel like he is trying to not deceive himself in terms of how you're feeling for him. I think he's really trying to look at this as realistically as possible and, you know, look at the facts. She's talking to me. She likes talking to me. She's smiling at me. You know, maybe be perceived a little flirty. And I feel like he's trying to like convince himself that it's not just in his head. He said, I think it's a good thing. He sees me out of his league, but he's great in my eyes. Oh, I love that. Six of Pentacles. He's loving. He feels there's balanced energy. So whatever it is that you're doing when you're having these conversations with him, you're doing a very good job at making him feel like you're interested and that the energy is being reciprocated. And the reason why that's a good thing is because it will continue. That conversation will continue. He'll continue to approach you. I know that in the beginning he was doing a lot of like, oh my God, why did I say that? I shouldn't have done that. Oh, you know, he's thinking after the fact what he should have done better, what he should have said. You know, there's a lot of like after the fact feeling like he could have done better in the conversation, or maybe he said something and, you know, worried that it offended you or whatever, just this overthinking tendency. But I think that that's something that he is starting to kind of walk away from. I also have the Seven of Pentacles as well here. And this indicates to me to tell you that he's very much interested in you. He's invested in this, and this is not something that he wants to walk away from. He's basically planting his eggs in your basket right now. The Seven of Pentacles talks about like seeds. So essentially, if like you were a garden, he's planting seeds in your garden basically. And that sounded sexual, but that's not what I meant. Maybe you can take it that way, but I just feel like he's saying, I want to put my time and effort into her. Like, I'm very much interested and invested in her. And I think with the judgment card too, he wants honesty within your connection. He wants transparency. He wants things kind of on the table. Um like, I feel like he's paying very close attention to you. He feels like you're paying very close attention to him. And I think that he kind of likes the trajectory that you guys are going down right now. He's very comfortable with the pace that everything is going. And I think that, you didn't ask next actions, but I think that you can expect more communication from him, more conversation, as you said, learning more about each other, because he's enjoying this pace that you guys are at right now. Um, I feel like potentially the feelings could be getting stronger for you, because he's liking you more and more every day. The more he learns about you, the more he likes. And I think that he's enjoying your time together whenever you guys are able to spend time. I don't know why I'm like suddenly getting congested again. What is going on? You said beautiful, love it. Awesome. So, Tiki, that's what I've got for your mini. Is that all that you needed from me tonight? I can, yeah. It'll be after I get off of here, though. Okay, is that all right? Because I wasn't planning on doing offline, but I can. I'll make an exception for sure. But just know that it's gonna come a little bit later tonight. But I'll get to it before I go to bed. It's 15 for details, 20 for first person messages, and 25 if you want a combination of both. All right. Let me update the donation list as well. So we have Amy, SB, and then M wins after that. All right, that's the order we've got right now. And assuming you're pulling different energy from past reads, what do you mean, Techie? Are you talking about the one that I just did for you, or are you talking about the spicy? So with the spicy readings, just like with any of the other readings I do, I shuffle my deck and I pull what I pull. So I don't know going into it if it's going to be more like a romantic vibe, if it's going to be more emotional, if it's going to be more lustful. Um, it's really just the energy of the cards that I pull. So I can't really predict that in advance. I don't really know. It could be more of the same, or you could be getting some new details or information that maybe you never knew. Um, it's hard to say in advance until the cards are pulled to really know. So that's up to you if that's a chance you want to take. But I feel like for him, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I really am not sure. Correct, Techie. With the spicy readings, it's not specific questions. It's just like a freestyle. It's kind of like the channeled messages. It's just whatever comes out. I just said for him, I don't know what kind of energy he's going to be in today. Amy, are you wanting your reading from the Aries? Okay, Techie. Sounds great. Okay. All right, Amy. Okay, I'm all caught up. So let me go ahead and get started on yours. And then, per usual, I will let you know when we're about halfway done and then when we're completely done. And you want me to read yours out loud, right? Is that okay with you, or did you want me to just send it over? Sounds good. Okay. Let me type my little message here. Free list is closed. Amy, I'm about halfway done, okay? Thank you, Techie. I appreciate it. Alrighty, Roo. Pull that off the screen. Amy, I'm just going to throw this up there and get this sent over to you. Wait, did it save? What's going on? Wait, why aren't we saving? This is weird. Give me a second, Amy. I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god. It literally deleted everything that I just did. Oh no, 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 no. This is not good. Hold on. Oh my god, I just spent 20 minutes doing that. What the heck? Oh my god, it's completely gone. I'm looking on my phone. I'm looking on my Mac. I'm looking on my... It just completely disappeared. It's just blank. Everything that I just did. That's never happened before. Hold on a second. What the hell just happened? Hold on. It's literally gone. Like, I'm so upset right now. I'm scared it's gonna happen again. I mean, I can try to remember what I wrote, but like, good God. I don't understand how that could have happened. It's just acting as if it's just like never was completed. Okay, hold on. Oh my god. No, there's no undo button. There's no nothing. It literally just vanished. All it said was handwritten note, and there was nothing inside of it. And it's not deleted or anything. It's okay. Wow. I should have just screenshot it. What the heck? This is frustrating. I'm stressing out. I'm stressing out right now. Good God. All right, let me try to remember what I wrote. Hold on. Jeez Louise. No, I was just in notes on my iMac, like how I usually do it. When I get this together, I'm just going to read it out loud. Before I do anything, I'm just going to read it out loud because then at least you have the verbal note. And then if I can save it, I will, but I don't want it to just disappear again. Okay, hold on. Good thing most of it's coming back to me, so we're about halfway done. All right, Amy, if by some miracle the note reappears somehow, I will send it over to you so that way you can have both of them in case there's anything that one had that the other didn't. I'm going to read this to you and then I'm going to attempt to send it so that way we don't have any issues. So, he says, I feel like we have a really good thing going. I am looking forward to new opportunities to spend time together. I hope that's something that you want too. I feel like we have a lot of fun. Your company means a lot to me. I hope you know that. I know that we both have our own things to work out on our own, but knowing that you are around has brought me a lot of comfort. I also want you to feel like you are appreciated by me. I never want you to feel like this is one-sided. Even if it's not every day, I want you to know our conversations are important to me. Even if we move slow, I like how things have felt between us. Thank you again, even with the technology fiasco. You're welcome. You were worried for me. I was worried for me. I was panicked because I was spending so much time, And I was like, what the heck? I have to figure out what's going on. Okay, so what I ended up doing, because it's not saving for some reason, is I ended up screenshotting and that's how I'm going to send it over to you. No, it doesn't need an update. I've never had this issue before. And of course, I'm live right now, so I really don't have time to sit here and mess with it right now. So this is how I'm going to send it. I'm going to send it to you as a screenshot. And then, like I said, if by some miracle your first one reappears, I will make sure to send that to you. Otherwise, that's what I've got for you. Again, I'm so sorry that happened. I'm going to have to look into this after because I'm wasting too much time. It's been 40 minutes. Okay, next up I have SB. That was crazy. I'm also going to just turn my iPad off and back on and see. Maybe it just needs a reboot. I don't know. It's brand new. I mean, well, not brand new, but it's only a year old. I shouldn't be having problems with it already. All right. Recommend notabilities, not taking a nap. Yeah, so Amy, that's the thing, because you were like, notability saves everything automatically. So does my iPad. My iPad saves everything automatically. And not only that, but it saves across all my devices because I have a MacBook and I have an iPhone. And it just completely just glitched and disappeared. So I don't know if that was spiritual protection. I don't know if maybe there was something you weren't supposed to know that I wrote that I don't remember. I really have no idea. But I think that's just wild. We are approaching a Mercury retrograde, so it's very possible that maybe I'm already starting to experience it. But this has never, ever, ever happened. So I don't really know what that was about. And not to mention it glitching on my iPad, and it said handwritten note, and it had the time on the handwritten note that I completed the handwritten note, except for everything that I had written down was completely gone. And when I went to use my stylus to see if I could hit the back button or maybe pull something up that I had previously wrote, it was just gone. And I was like, okay, well, maybe it's saved to my gallery. It didn't. I was like, maybe it's on my computer. Maybe I can pull it up on notes on my computer. It's not there. All it said was handwritten note, same for my iPhone. So it's just like, it just literally glitched and just everything I did was just gone. So I don't know, like, I think that even with notability, something like that could have happened because I think it has to do with my device. I don't think it had to do with the app itself, if that makes sense. But, anyways, thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to have to play it safe moving forward, make sure I'm screenshotting and stuff like that. And let's just hope this does not happen to me again. That was really weird. Yeah. Okay, girl. All right. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you for your patience. Okay. So next up we have SB. SB, I sent you a message if you are joining us in the chat, just let me know. Okay, this is wild. Let me put 142.30 real quick, just so you know where to start. Okay, so SB, this is all pentacles that's coming out. I honestly I can't even recall the last time that's ever happened, or if it ever has happened, where I'm pulled nothing but cards of the same, like all the same suit. I also have the King and the Queen of Pentacles here in this reading, and that is making me feel like your energy with this place feels very, very balanced. You're appreciated for like all aspects of your who you are. You take control and you like make good decisions. Maybe you have like leadership skills or abilities that are applied here, like the King of Pentacles. Your dedication, your consistency is appreciated, but also the Queen of Pentacles here. Your ability to juggle it all, to do it all, to work and be compassionate, to maintain a schedule and also be like nurturing and kind. So I feel like this is a really good balance. All in all, this is a yes for me, that you would enjoy working at this place. I have the Seven of Pentacles, which talks about spirit blessing you making an investment here, essentially putting your time and effort into this position. The Six of Pentacles talks about how you will get out of this what you put into it. So essentially, you're going to feel like if you do a good job, it's going to be rewarded. Like, the Six of Pentacles means that you're getting back that appreciation, that which you're putting out there with this job. Let's see. I think the one thing Spirit just wants to make sure of is that you're not taking a pay cut for this position. So it's going to be, as far as will you enjoy it, will it be good for you? I am getting a yes. But Spirit is saying, like, make sure you're not putting yourself completely out of the way. Like, if you're going to take a pay cut, don't let it be something substantial. For whatever reason, I feel like there's something here where they could try to say, oh, well, this is where we're going to start you, but then there's room for growth or ability to make more money. And I feel like Spirit is saying, don't settle. They don't want you to take a pay cut for this position, even though the job itself would be good for you. They want to make sure that you're doing competitive um, salary and that you're not taking less than what you deserve just because you want to switch or pivot to a different position or like a different place. Um, so as long as they're giving you a competitive salary, I feel like Spirit is saying this would be a green light opportunity for you. But yeah, I mean, this whole thing has to do with Pentacles. So it feels like very grounded. It feels like a good choice for you. It's not a position of like what ifs and fantasy. It's very real, it's very tangible. And I think that there's a lot of growth that could happen here in this position for you. So that is what I have. I'm sorry if that's a little bit brief, but with all Pentacles, there's not much variety to talk about. But overall, it looks like a good choice for you. I just want to make sure that you're getting paid what you deserve to get paid. So let's work on the love spread. Love spread or SB. All right, so will the relationship be successful? I have yes for potential success. I have the Eight of Pentacles. So this is the card of like needing to put a lot of effort into something in order to have something in the end that you're very proud of. Taking pride in the connection, wanting and willing to put the work and the effort that's required to make something happen. This can kind of say that this is not going to be an easy relationship because whenever you have the Eight of Pentacles, it's usually talking about how it's something you have to work at, something you have to actively work at and choose, and like both parties have to be very involved in that process. But it still is a yes for me. For what's hidden, we have the Knight of Swords. I think you guys are both feeling this like draw to one another and like really wanting to see each other soon, and like not even necessarily wanting to think anything through or overthink anything. Like, you guys just want to impulsively make something happen. The Knight of Swords is very hasty. It's kind of like, I've been waiting long enough. I just want to kind of charge in. I want to see him, or he wants to see me. Um, and sometimes it could be where you are being asked to like make sure that you're thinking this through. Are you putting yourself in a position where maybe you're trying to make something happen too fast or too quickly? So for example, don't blow your savings on a trip is what I'm getting. Like, that's just an example. But like, if you don't have the time off of work, don't try to sit there and go on this trip and not get paid for it. Like, basically, Spirit is saying, making sure that you're thinking this through. But the energy here of just like wanting to see each other, wanting to just get to one another, and it's almost in like a longing or like a desperation, um, is there on both of your parts. We also have the King of Pentacles for the energy around the relationship. So I feel like maybe that means that your connection is stabilizing. Maybe feeling like moving forward, you're going to feel a little bit more secure. Okay. The energy around the relationship is in competition with what's hidden, because the energy around the relationship is not a risk taker. However, what's hidden is. So you guys could constantly be torn between, do we just go ahead and make the plan and really try to actively work towards this, or do we do this spontaneously? If not now, then when? Is it ever going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And like, there could be this like internal conflict or battle that you might be feeling, because maybe you just want to rip the band-aid off. But then there's other times where you're like, no, this has been a long time coming. I don't want to rush this decision. I want to just make sure that we're both on the same page and that we're both set up, because like the other thing with like the Knight of Swords energy is, if he's like, I just really want to see you, just get to me, and then you make these plans, and maybe he can't get time off from school or from work or whatever it is he does during the day, and then you find that half the time that you're spending there, it's not even together. Like, just make sure you guys are on the same page is essentially what I'm getting. For strengths and weaknesses, we have the Magician and we have the Page of Pentacles. So for strength with a Magician, that indicates that you guys both have actually the power to do whatever it is you want in this connection. You have your free will, he has his. There's nothing that's trying to keep you guys apart. There's no like external forces or circumstances that's trying to make this a situation that can't work. If there's something that's stopping the connection, it's your individual selves, like your choices, your decisions, your inability to be vulnerable or express to each other. Like, essentially, like, you guys are the block if there is one. And I'm not pointing fingers at you or him. I'm just saying, like, there's nothing going on where there's other people or other forces that are affecting the connection. So it's like, if it works, it's because you guys made it happen. And if it doesn't, it's because you didn't. Ray, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then as far as the weakness, we have the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is like a student. They can sometimes talk about changes in careers. It can talk about opportunities that are presented in our career life or in our financial life. So maybe because you guys are more focused on your career aspect versus love right now, that might be considered a weakness, because you're not able to put your connection as a priority right now. And I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not saying it's you or him. It could just be both of you. It could be one or the other, but you would have to assess that. For what they want, I have the Queen of Pentacles. So I would say they want you. You come through as the Queen of Pentacles quite a bit. Not only that, but in this spread, the King of Pentacles was also here too. So he's perceiving you guys to be like a really great match. For what you want, I have the Two of Swords. You're done with the stalemate BS. I think you're looking for proactiveness from him. You're looking for him to be decisive, right? You kind of are like, enough sitting on the fence, enough at this crossroads, fork in the road, what the F ever. Like, I want you to make me feel wanted, is kind of what I'm getting. For true intentions, we have the Two of Wands. So this is better than the Two of Swords. It's indicating that he's coming up with a plan. Okay? Two of Swords. He's coming up with a plan. He's thinking about what's on the other side. He's thinking about, how can I see her? How can we make this work? How he feels about you, we have Temperance. So he is wanting to make accommodations, adjustments, compromise. And he says that time heals all wounds, that you guys are seeking peace within the relationship, seeking balance. In general, I feel like he feels like you bring him peace, you are his peace. Temperance also a lot of times can feel like when someone feels like you feel like home to them. And I think that Temperance, from how he feels about you, is essentially saying that this isn't about temptation, this isn't about lust, this is about actual feelings. So that's what I have for the love spread. Let's pull some messages for you really quickly. All right. You know what, guys? I think I'm going to go ahead and close the list. For tonight. All right, messages from him to you. Interesting, because I pulled the Temperance card, which is like time heals all wounds. Like, essentially, maybe he's trying to move forward with you from the past. And he says, I hope you can forgive me. So maybe he's feeling to blame for something. Maybe his not acting when he should have. Maybe not seizing the opportunity. He says, can we start over? You've changed my perspective. I have trouble fighting how I feel for you. I look for you everywhere. And then he says, don't believe my actions to hold truth for how I feel. So right there, he's essentially saying that sometimes how he feels inside doesn't always correlate with how he's acting. And his actions that he takes towards you do not reflect how he feels inside. So sometimes his actions and his feelings are very much different. And like, let's just say he's not actively communicating with you. It doesn't mean he doesn't want to, or he doesn't wish he could, or that he has just forgotten about you, things like that. Hopefully that makes sense. He says, I replay our interactions over and over. He says, if I move towards you, the plan I had for myself would have to change. So maybe part of the reason why this has had a difficult time getting off the ground is that he was setting goals for himself or a plan for himself. And in order to move towards you, that would change that plan. Maybe he was not ready to let that go. He says, you get me, you understand me. Last card is, I feel a lot of joy when I'm around you. And at the bottom of the deck, you are the highlight of my life. All right, SB, I believe that is everything for you. Hopefully you enjoy your readings with me. I know that you're not here right now, but when you do catch up. Okay. So next on the list, we have wins. Let me go over to my other email. All right, Emwins, if you're in the room, feel free to check in with me. But we are going to go ahead and get started on your reading. So you wanted a channeled message. Oh, hey, girl. I wasn't sure if you were here or not. Okay. So I'm going to do what I did with Amy. I had a technical issue. I literally wrote an entire channeled message for Amy, and my iPad glitched and just completely deleted everything. So what I'm going to do is screenshot it when I'm done, and then that way I at least have it and it can't go anywhere, and then hope for the best. Yeah, that was something else, let me tell you. Okay. And you're referring to your ex, right? That's who you want the reading for. Okay. No problem. um Okay, that sounds great. I'm gonna hop off here. Good night. Take care of yourself and baby boy. Thank you. It'll be within like the next 15 minutes probably that you'll get your email, okay? Hey girl. I just did another channeled message for M, and I think the tech problem that I had earlier is resolved. I'm just being extra cautious because I literally spent like 20 minutes doing Amy's channeled reading. Literally, the second I was about to read it to her, it just glitched and just completely disappeared. So that was crazy, but I think we're back on track now. Luckily, I remembered most of what I channeled, and we're good to go on that. And I want to say you're next. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, you're next. Cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started on yours. And then I think I'm hopping off for the night. How have your live streams been going? Good? Oh my god, I got a dry spot. Hold on. No, you're good. I'm over here just like choking on air, basically. Good. I'm glad to hear things are going well. um, I am doing good. Um, I feel like I'm done with like whatever the sickness was. But for some reason today, like the congestion has come back a little bit. And I'm like, is this, is it repeating all over again? Like, am I okay? Or, because like my nasal passages, my throat, everything was really dry. And that's kind of how my sickness started. And I'm like, dear God, I hope this is not day one again. But, and I've been sneezing a lot and stuff. And I feel okay. I feel fine besides that. But I'm wondering if maybe I'm just also dealing with allergies too. But otherwise, I'm feeling good. Um, cat's out of the bag. So now everyone knows that I'm going on maternity leave in a couple weeks. Um, he's going to be here. The plan is for him to be here sooner than we thought. So that's been interesting to process. But otherwise, I'm doing good. It may be allergies, yeah, because that's what I thought it was at first a couple weeks ago. So this time I think it actually it may be allergies, which I think I just took my last allergy pill last night, so I'm gonna have to re-up on that. I cannot believe it's almost November too. Like this year has been the fastest year of my life. I think mentally it's still September for me. I like literally like he's gonna be here and then it's gonna be Christmas. Like my husband gets 3 months off paternity leave and like I feel like it's just gonna be over. Like it's already over in my mind. It hasn't even started and I'm like, it's done. Like it's over with. Like it is flying by. So yeah. At the same time, I feel like I've been pregnant all year. Because we conceived in February and now it's November. So it's like I've literally been pregnant pretty much this whole year. But at the same time, fastest pregnancy ever. There's a lot of people in my life. My sister, my aunt, another girl that I grew up with that I'm close to. Her mom and my dad dated for a few years. And so we basically grew up to be like sisters. And then my husband's best friend and me. Is that everybody? I think it's everybody. I've been to so many baby showers this year, and everyone's had their baby. I'm the second to last one. And everybody's just like, I'm so ready to be done. I'm so ready to be done. And I'm just vibing. Like, yes, a lot of days are hard. Yes, I would like to have my body back, but I'm at the same time like just surrendering to the process, to the experience, and I'm not rushing it. And everyone that is rushing it is making it to their due date or later, and I'm not. And now I'm being told I'm probably going to have him early. So, it's interesting how that works out. But yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to the holidays. I'm nervous though. I'm nervous. This is like first pregnancy, first delivery, first baby, first everything. So this is going to be interesting. The unknown is kind of what's scary. So I'm just trying to not overthink it and just surrender. You feel like we're supposed to still be in August? I agree. I agree. My husband was like, ever since August, like ever since his birthday, he was like, it's flying by. Like, he's like, where has the time gone? Like, I have no idea. I have no idea. And then like Christmas is gonna Thanksgiving's coming. Like, I mean, how are we here? How are we already going into the how is tomorrow Halloween? I don't understand what has happened here. Too fast, and I need to slow down a little bit. Like, how are we exactly? How are we about to have Thanksgiving? Like, how am I walking into the stores and there's Christmas stuff already out? Like, I'm seeing Christmas commercials. Like, how did we get here? I feel like I teleported. I feel like I went from February to November. I feel like everything that's happened up until this point is a blur. I just can't process how fast everything has happened. There you go. That's going to feel great. Guilt free, right? Well, see, that's what I was hoping was going to happen with me. Guilt free, because, I'm pregnant and I'm just going to eat all the food that I want to eat and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. That's what I thought, at least. That's not happening, but I'm still going to enjoy. I'm still going to partake, man, and it's going to be amazing. We usually host Thanksgiving here at my house, but now I'm thinking, like, I don't know. I just didn't expect him to be here for Thanksgiving. I thought that I would be like in labor. So I don't know. I'm just completely thrown. So cracking the fuck up, yes. One of my friends says this year was a blur. It is. It was. I 100% agree with that. I will. What do you guys normally do for Thanksgiving? My God, I'm so sorry. Oh, you hosted there? Yeah, Thanksgiving is usually my holiday, but that's not gonna happen this year. I think we all decided we'll probably just like do like a dinner out somewhere. Just make it easy this year. Like a Cracker Barrel sitch. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, yeah, we did that a couple of years ago, but the last time we did it, I didn't own a home at that point. So my sister hosts Christmas morning and I host Thanksgiving. That's how it's been the last couple of years. But obviously this year that's not going to work for me. I'm about halfway done, okay? All right, I'm going to do what I did with Amy just to make sure that we don't have any issues. So what I did with her is I read hers out loud and then I saved it. So that way if there was a glitch or something happened, I at least could read it to you so you have it. So he says, it's been hard on me not knowing where we stand. I catch myself letting my thoughts get away with you. Being apart for so long can sometimes make me feel delusional about our connection, but deep down, I know that it's real. The way you made me feel cannot be matched. However short our time together, it made a lasting impression. You made me realize my darkness, the parts of myself that are flawed, both because of your presence and your absence. I understand your side, but want to hold space for you to tell me how I disappointed you. I want you to tell me how I let you down when I left because things got hard. I want to hear from you because I don't think I deserve to get off the hook easy. It's important to me that you feel heard and really let me have it. I need to do penance. I need to earn you back. So, with that being said, I will say he's coming from a more gloomy place tonight. I don't really know why. It felt very much I don't deserve you slash make me suffer, like make me pay for it. Maybe he's just in his emotions, maybe he's in his feels. I'm not quite sure. But the last couple of times I've done a reading, I feel, if I recall correctly, it felt more positive, and tonight feels more I deserve to suffer. You know what I mean? Very much like Taking Back Sunday kind of thing. I don't know if you're familiar with Taking Back Sunday. But there's a line and they say, oh my God, hold on one second. I gotta look it up. So it's and I don't know if this is necessarily the channeled song for you. Um but I love Taking Back Sunday. It's my like my emo days back in like circa 2003. But one of the lyrics is, the truth is you could slit my throat, and with my one last gasping breath I would apologize to you for bleeding on your shirt. Meaning that I don't think any punishment to him is strong enough. Like he would literally say like you could literally kill me and I would apologize to you like for bleeding on your shirt. Like it's very much that kind of energy, and the fact that the Taking Back Sunday song is like what's coming through, it's making me feel like um it's like he's simping for you, but at the same time feeling like he needs to earn you back or something. Um but it's like emo vibes at the same time. You see, you're standing your ground, like even wearing his hair the way you like, he has to be direct with you. Wait, he's been wearing his hair the way that you like? Is that what you're saying? My gosh. He said, "Oh damn, yeah." He's like emo boy vibes tonight, but that's okay. I mean, we all have our moment. But I feel like he's like, I am unworthy. You know, step on my face. the bat. A lot of things in the past we get a reaction for you, you're not giving it. I'm glad to hear that. And he has to come forward. Like, it's time. It's past time. And like, I don't know, why he hasn't. There could be those inner fears of like rejection, and he talks about feeling like delusional. So maybe it feels safer to procrastinate because then he can still be delusional. Whereas if he comes to you directly, he runs the risk of you being very direct and uninterested in him. And then that shatters that delusion, that fantasy. And maybe he's not ready to part with that just yet. But the thing is that real life is going to be better than fantasy. And he has to, at some point, pull up his bootstraps and just take a chance, because maybe you will forgive him. Maybe he'll have to work for it, which he seems fine with, but maybe you'll be open to it. But he's never going to know until he tries, and he's got to get to that point soon, in my opinion, because I know that you're not the type of girl to wait around. So he said, good, that means he values you. Yeah, exactly. He has to come forward, and for whatever reason, I feel like he's getting tired of being stuck in his shenanigans. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it must be, like secondary fear of rejection, but I think that the primary reason that he holds off is because right now he can say, well, maybe she does still like me. Maybe she is still interested in me. But the second that he's direct with you, it could shatter that. So, maybe he's just not ready to let go. Maybe he's not ready to, I don't know. But anyways, that's what I've got, my friend. And I've got to go do an offline myself. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But let's just hope it comes around soon. Because it's like well past due. I feel like he should have already reached out to you by now. I feel he thought, okay, I could do these things and she'll react. But now she's seeing that I'm not oh yeah, and that's another thing, Lovely, that did cross my mind when you were talking about it, is that maybe he thought, oh well, I can get her to reach out to me. Exactly, like I'm doing these things. That's kind of how I got her attention before. Maybe I don't have to really put myself out there, right? No, you do. You have to put yourself out there. You have to work for it. No exceptions. You want a high value woman, you got to do high value things. Yeah, you're welcome, girl. Have a good rest of your night, okay? Bye, friend.